coming up next Thursday, a massive game at Headingley Carnegie as the Leeds Rhinos, depending on how they go on in Perpignan, of course. Well, they've got a big home game, and always is, against the Castleford Tigers, 7:30 Sky Sports 1. And then on Friday, St Helens against Wigan. Again, Sky Sports 1, again 7:30. And a crucial game from the qualifiers next Saturday at 3 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. The Leeds Centurions take on the Bradford Bulls, and just look at how tight it is now in that top four. Leeds only ahead on points difference against the Wigan Warriors. Wigan will be urging Catalan on for the second half. St Helens in third, Giants down to fourth. Castleford can't make the five now, but they're determined to cling on to fifth place. They at least want to claim that. And Catalan and Hull and Warrington looking to finish as high as they can. So still a couple of rounds to go in the Super 8s, but here half to go, and Catalan lead by 18 points to 0 against a Leeds Rhinos side who you feel have got to find some inspiration from somewhere, because they were very much second best in that first half.
Well, I thought they were very conservative by the way they played. You obviously, by having Kevin Sinfield in the halves and playing out of that dummy half role, they're going to start with those 6 running forwards, and then when Jordan Lilly came on, they seemed to open it up, but Catalan have been the better side, and it's game on really for Leeds Rhinos, because they know that the pressure's on. Wigan and Sean Wayne, I'm sure, as you say, will be watching this game. He'll be sat at home with his hot chocolate, with his feet up, just watching these two sides go at it. And I think for Leeds Rhinos, they've really got to come out fired in the opening 10 minutes and put that doubt in Catalan's mind if they're going to go on and win this game.
Catalan, disappointing season coming to a conclusion. They've still got a couple of away games to finish with, away to Warrington and Hull. Leeds home to the Castleford Tigers and away to the Huddersfield Giants to wrap up their Super 8s campaign. It's possibly a tale of what might have been for the Catalan Dragons. For Leeds, the treble still very much on course, but Brian McDermott knows this is a big 40 minutes for his side. And he and Jamie Peacock will be looking for a good response as this second half gets underway in Perpignan. Chris Naninou, big first half from him it was. One of the try scorers for the Catalan Dragons to give them this 18-0 advantage. And Ryan Hall, first touch of the ball in the second half for the Leeds Rhinos. Jordan Lilly seeing plenty of action. The Leeds youngsters, well, they are the shape of things to come, of course, because a period of transition looming for the Rhinos. Lilly keeps the ball moving. And Sinfield, an A-Church, more familiar position for him, back towards the middle of the field now.
Bill, and when you're at the top, everyone wants to beat it, everyone wants to turn up, they want to be focused, and they want to make sure that they come away with the 2 points. And what a game it'd be if Catalan can just finish off here with that win, taking and denying Leeds Rhinos the 2 valuable points. But great run from Brett Delaney, one of those senior players from the Rhinos.
But that's what Leeds needed, and Sinfield on the last hoists a kick, and Sigismo is safe underneath that one. This young winger from the Indian Ocean island of Réunion, Jordan Sigismo, interesting character. Real newbie in rugby league terms, but he's fitted in well to this Catalan Dragons side.
A very purposeful set of 6 to open the half out from Leeds Rhinos. When it's been their turn to defend, they've obviously failed on a couple of occasions, but they're going to get some momentum. That's a good shot. Is it Joel
defense.
Moon?
Yeah, it was.
When he's winded him as well.
And isn't that what you need? Your teammates around are looking for someone. Could that have been a shoulder charge?
And that's why I don't like that rule, to be fair. That's a great defensive shot,
Yeah,
that.
I totally
But to
agree.
the letter of the law, it's
a
illegal.
shoulder charge and it's a penalty.
It is, and the referee, Robert Hicks, has turned it red. That's why I can't stand that rule.
Yeah. This is just good technique, in my opinion. Look, he gets down, he hits under the ball. If he just puts his arm to the side and just goes, though, he's going to wrap it around Ian Henderson, well, it's not a penalty, but the shot still would have counted. And if Leeds are to go on and win this game, this is the biggest half-time deficit that they've had this season, so they've got to come and they've got to pick up those 18, 20 points, and they've not been in that position this year.
So Moon penalised for what was adjudged to be a shoulder charge, and Catalan, who could have been on the back foot, looked initially like a great defensive shot from Leeds that they really needed at the start of the second half. Henderson giving possession away. Instead, it's Benjamin Garcia at the other end of the field on the charge.
And another player that'll be missed next year for Catalan, Bill. Benjamin Garcia.
He will be. He's off to Penrith. Here's Julian Busquet. He at least is staying. He signed a 2-year extension as the big prop forward. Almost stretching out there. Pelissier. Anthony Maria finds Carney. Carney finds that route blocked, then puts a little kick in, and it's still in the field of play. It's batted back, and it's Sigismo who claimed the try. Now then, was that another piece of inspired work from Chris Naninu? I think it was.
Well, it was an inspired kick from Carney. He saw the wide open spaces. And Tom Briscoe right up in the line. Now, where are his feet when he touches this ball? There's the line. Is his feet up and in? Oh, he's out of play.
He's out of try, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, 10 out of 10 for effort.
Yeah, well, put yourself where the action is again. The go-to man, the number 30, Chris Naninu for Catalan. Unfortunately, just too much depth when this ball goes up from the bounce, beats Tom Briscoe. He takes a swing shot at it with his arm. And there's the decision.
First thing that's gone the Leeds Rhinos away all afternoon, that just about. So they'll restart on the 20.
When he touches it.
Well, but look here. Who touches it? Was the ball already out of play? Yes, it was. Because it was Tom Briscoe, the man who touched it. He tried to...
He's already out. So
yeah, he tried to knock it out of the field of play, and because Chris Naninu was stood out of the field of play, when he touches it, the ball's out of play.
So Catalan will get the ball back. And Escaré to Anthony Maria. Brad Singleton stops him in his tracks.
That's a good shot as well. Some intensity in defence is needed by the Rhinos, and it's stunned Maria.
There'll be a song there.
You were singing it in my head.
Trying, weren't you?
I'm singing it in my head. Not that that's the type of music I like to listen to.
Just keep it in your head. It's Catalan in possession again.
Yeah, Brett, hold here. Wait.
Here is Pelissier.
Good work, mate. You okay, mate?
Good ball! Lovely ball finds Whitehead. A good defence, but Whitehead standing.
That's a brilliant pass, that, isn't it? Right at the line, under pressure.
It was a good tackle as well from Ryan Hall in the end. Here is Pelissier. Pelissier stabs a little kick in, and he'll get it back. It's
played out.
The referee's wiped the tackle count clean, and Catalan, just about everything seems to be going their way.
Big period for the Dragons now.
Henderson, he'd love to sign off with a try on home soil. It's with Tony Gigot, outrageous dummy from Gigot. Whitehead out, and a little fall over the line for a second try from Thomas Bosch. Literally, he fell over the line there, the makeshift winger.
Well, look at the skills from Tony Gigot. He shapes the kick, and then unselfishly, you've got Whitehead who passes the ball out to the wing, but the skills from Gigot beats two men. Then he gets a couple of Leeds defenders interested. The space is out wide for Thomas Bosch.
Well, Elliot Whitehead, he's all over that play. That set of 6. It's a bit of a speculator in terms of the offload. But if Elliot Whitehead isn't there, isn't in position, it goes to the floor and nothing will come of it. Thomas Bosch gets his second try of the game, thanks to some big inroads from Elliot Whitehead, the only ever present for the Dragons.
But you can take that back to the award of the penalty against Joel Moon for that. What looked like just exactly what Leeds were looking for at the start of the second half.
Some
a real bone-shaking tackle.
Yeah, and we're not pointing fingers at the referee, we're pointing fingers at the rule book. I don't like to see, and there are some circumstances behind the shoulder charge when it's an attack to a head, but I don't believe on that occasion
that's the difference, Barry, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's contact with the head, obviously that's a penalty. If it's a dead set shoulder charge, that's play on.
I'm sure Ben Pomeroy will echo that.
But Giroud, with the conversion attempt from wide out, has pushed it across the face of the posts. The Catalan lead by 22 points to 0.
Obviously, we're talking about the tries that are scored here and the skills from Catalan. But you've got to look at the big fat zero for Leeds Rhinos as well. This Catalan side can score tries, but the defence has let them down in passages this year, but not today. As I said, Tony Gigo, look at that, shapes the kick, then White. That was a brilliant pickup. Attracts Ryan Hall, the space is on the edge, and that's another try for the Dragons.
Thomas Bosk doubling his try haul for the season in one afternoon. Over 1,300 points for the club. Bosk, very quiet, unassuming character, but he's been very much part of the Dragons Super League story, him and the likes of Remy Casti.
These rucks are too quick for Leeds Rhinos. They can't get back. They're not set.
Whitehead. Off goes Bosk. He really has got his tail up now, has Thomas Bosk. On the last, and Giroud outside of the boot puts a good kick in, but Hardacre, a very assured, competent fullback as ever, claims the ball without too much fuss.
But another good set from Lauren Frejnew's men, all from the ruck, leaving Leeds Rhinos players on the ground. So if any players left on the ground, any intelligent nines or halfbacks will go. That's where the speed is, that's where the space will be, because those big Leeds defenders, they can't get back and they can't get set.
Sinfield takes a good pass. Now then, they're rolling forward of the Rhinos, but that ball has been spilled, and Hardacre very casual on that occasion.
Well, it seemed like, obviously, Cuthbertson, the best in the competition, offloading the ball. You only have to look at his stats. Elliot Whitehead, well, he's looking to set free maybe Morgan Escare, Scott Giroud on the inside, but the pass from Cuthbertson, it was like a bullet. It was an offload. It was I suppose it was a half-controlled offload, but it was far too heavy. It was far too quick for his teammate to catch. And now, because of the scoreboard, they're playing on the back foot, aren't they, the Rhinos?
Catalan being given head and feed after all that.
It was the knock-on, I think, was it from Zach Hardacre?
Yeah. So Giroud feeds the scrum. Pelissier picks up and goes, but not very far. Just need to get. They haven't had an opportunity to put any pressure on that Catalan line, have they?
And that's been self-inflicted. A little bit loose around the play of the ball, the ruck speed that Tez has talked about, and those mistakes that they've made, poor decisions.
Can you think of a chance?
No, can't. Well, Mitch Church.
Yes,
yeah,
that'll be it. Yeah, that is it. Mitch Church.
Yeah.
And they didn't capitalise on that. They're 22-0 down and find themselves defending once again. That's the fifth tackle. And Giroud with plenty of time to hoist that kick. Inu comes for it again, but this time it was a knock-on. It'll be the turnover.
He's had an afternoon to remember, having some really big involvements. He's just probably 6 or 12 inches to the side of that ball, and it's time for Leeds, as they've done for most of this game, to punch it out away from their own line and try and start some momentum.
Here is Kevin Sinfield, his 450th Super League appearance. Just another amazing statistic notched up by the amazing Leeds Rhinos skipper.
Just a brilliant servant to the game in general, hasn't he? Kevin Sinfield, both on and off the pitch, an absolute gentleman.
Here's the next generation, Jordan Lilly. They've got a lot to live up to, these Leeds youngsters, haven't they? The lads who are going to come in and fill some of the boots that are going to be vacated. Ooh, it's a challenge, that's for sure. Briscoe puts a kick in. Sigismo. Referee brings them back eventually. He's going to get one in this game, but he's not now, Jordan Sigismo. You get the feeling that it's going to go for him at some point.
Yeah, well, and that was played out by Sigismo. He knocks the ball forward.
Is that a charge down, Am? He did everything right, Sigismo, played to the whistle, and that possibly is the question. Let's have a look here. It's a kick from Briscoe.
He strikes the ball down, doesn't he, with his right arm.
What's the definition of a charge down?
When you're running at the man who's kicking the ball, and you're putting pressure on him, and you look to tap the ball down, charge it down. He's just actually made a play for that. He's put his arm out to the side and knocked it forward.
Thank you.
Ablett now. Leeds. Can they puncture this Catalan Dragons defence? Well, Jamie Peacock will have a good try. Driving them in, driving Catalan back. Now they're within sight of those posts. An opportunity perhaps as Singleton gives the pass, and it reaches Sinfield now. Garcia grips him and puts him to the ground. Jordan Lilly fires the pass out. Maguire, short ball, finds Ablett, and Ablett reversing. He's got a great try-scoring record against the Catalan Dragons, but he won't claim one there. Lilly, back to Sinfield. Sinfield smuggles it to Peacock, and Peacock puts it down. Referee will bring him back for the knock-on.
Well, even the best, even the most experienced players within the competition.
And Ryan Hall, in fact, has, instead of going down on that ball, he's put it out, and he's conceded territory to the Catalan Dragons. They could have gone back and at least had Catalan forming the scrum in their own own 20.
He's just not thinking about that play, is he?
No, as soon as he does that, you can see it's written all over his face, the consequence of what he's done. And the play came about from the pressure that Catalan were imposing on the Rhinos. You said it in the first half, Tez. When they're defending, they're actually putting pressure on the Rhinos, hurrying the decisions. And it's been a fantastic performance by the Dragons so far.
Well, there's still, what is it, 28 minutes to go in this game. They need to score 22 points.
Trouble is, there's no sign of Leeds scoring a point.
No, there's not. I just think that's the way that they seem to be so enthusiastic, Catalan, the way that they're defending, the way that they're turning up for each other. He's brilliant, him, Chris Ninu. Been very impressed with him since he's signing from Rugby Union.
Well, he's fantastically experienced in the NRL, is Chris Ninu. 139 NRL appearances, including 3 grand finals. Okay, he lost all 3 of them, but he's been some acquisition. It's amazing, isn't it, that, you know, tail end of the season in France, you can pick up a player like that. He was playing for the Stade Francais Rugby Union side. Here is Todd Carney now. Carney gets the ball away.
That's
played
touched
out
by Briscoe.
Yep.
Well, the middlemen from the Leeds Rhinos, they won't be happy with this. Todd Carney balletically making his way, beating defenders, making his way down the pitch. You look at this, it's a snatch from all the big men, one after another, and that takes some getting over from as a big man. Your personal pride starts to take a dent, and Tom Briscoe had no option. He had to kill that player dead.
Leeds have won 4 in a row in Perpignan against Catalan, so they didn't arrive under any great feeling of trepidation. They knew they could do it here. They'd done it here earlier in the season. Just haven't done it here today so far. Still time. They've just got to stop Catalan rolling forward, and they can't. Jason Botteri, he takes some stick, does the little loose forward. Carney fires the pass, and Whitehead again trying to smuggle it out. This time it comes up for Leeds. It wasn't knocked on by Ryan Hall, despite the protestations of the Catalan fans, and Leeds bring it away.
Well, these are going to be some tough carries now. Elliot Whitehead trying to get the ball out yet again. Does all the hard work, attracts everyone. The ball goes to Ryan Hall, not to Thomas Voss. Can Tom Briscoe get forward here?
Briscoe almost slicing through. Jordan Lilly now. Busquet gets a hold of him. Botteri helps him bring him down to the ground. Hardacre. Cuthbert Cern. Sinfield smuggles that ball out somehow, and it reaches Hardacre. Here is Ablett now. Ablett, Giroud facing him. Bats one aside, bats 2 aside. Takes another 3 of them to stop him. Giroud goes back for another attempt. 4 tackles gone. This set of 6 for Leeds. Here is Sinfield. He is stopped in his track. Oh, he felt that. Sinfield has turned on his back, grimace on his face. And Lilly puts the kick in. And it's just too strong. Better from Leeds, but you could see Danny Maguire just in the corner of the shot there, arms out and thinking that we could have ended that set better.
Well, he wanted that ball early off Kevin Sinfield, who gets all wrapped up by 4 Dragons defenders. And the young Jordan Lilly pops out from 9, puts a kick in, and it goes out to play at the back.
Do you know, lads, I'm a huge fan of the back three for Leeds Rhinos in Zach Hardacre, Tom Briscoe and Ryan Hall. Haven't they been quiet in this game? They're the three players that normally get Leeds Rhinos on the front foot. They're the three players that can come up with damaging runs, split the field, just as Catalan look to do here.
That could have been a damaging run from Scott Giroux, but Leeds defended it well. This is a damaging run from Morgan Escaray. Escaray bobbing and weaving. Eventually, it's Briscoe who gets a hold of the Catalan fullback. Inu. Carney, booming pass into the centres to Gigot. Gigot on for Whitehead. Boss is looking for a hat-trick, but Whitehead is uprooted by Ryan Hall's tackle. Gigot, nice change of direction from Gigot, and little kick from Whitehead. It wasn't the best option, and it's going to come back into Catalan hands. Everything is going for the Catalan Dragons. It's a free play, it's still free. Inu has claimed the most extraordinary try, I think. I'm not sure he knew an awful lot about that.
I think this is a try.
Yeah, well, it's mistake after mistake from the Rhinos, and Robert Hicks agrees with me and you, Tez. He's certainly put his body on the line this afternoon.
And Bill as well, to be fair.
And Bill. All right,
Let's give Bill some credit. Well, this was a brilliant kick. Yeah, again, he's the go-to man, isn't he? On that left side, Chris Ninu, Barry.
Well, he's just putting himself, you used an expression before, he's putting himself where the action is, and he does incredibly well.
Do you know,
to keep hold of that.
I'm sorry, Barry, there's no respect for his body here. Because you know that when you're going to come down with the ball, look at him. He's focusing on where the ball's going to bounce. He slows his run up, he jumps up, gets above Tom Briscoe, and then he knows there's going to be some contact. It's not illegal contact, because when he jumps for that ball, that Tom Briscoe can't disappear. He's been beaten by the bounce. That's a fabulous take and great commitment from Chris Ninu.
Is he in control?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Second try of the game, surely, for Christian Inu. Video refs Thierry Alabert and George Stokes will rule on this one, and they rule that it is another Catalan try. I'm talking about brave. Bonkers, more like.
Well, I think the 6 and 7 have been immense today for the Catalan Dragons. There was a bit of nonsense on the floor over on this right edge for the Dragons. Joel Moon loses possession of it. He's Blue Moon at the minute, because he knows his side is under enormous pressure here. 26 points on the scoreboard. And as we've said a few times, you just can't see how the Rhinos are going to get a foothold in this game. There's still plenty of time left on the clock, though.
Giroux has kicked 2 from 3. And this to increase the Catalan Dragons' grip on this game. He's looking good. And Christian Inu's brave try deserved that. 28-0.
Well, do you know, I wonder if it's what might have been for Lauren Fresno. If you would have had Chris Ninu at the start of the year, Todd Carney playing and Scott Giroux playing for the majority of the season together, I'm sure they would have been higher up the league ladder. And again, you have a little look at the scoreboard down there, 28 points to 0.
Well, it looks like Lauren Fresno has had a good look at the scoreboard. He's in great spirits.
Well, that nil is intriguing, because it's almost exactly 18 years since Leeds were nilled for their only time in Super League football, and that was 42-0 at Halifax. September the 27th, 1998 it was.
I think Barry actually played and was man of the match for Halifax that day.
I'm not guilty in that one. It was my last game in '98. That, I think that saw my season off under Graham Merritt.
18 years since they were nilled in a Super League game, and the way this is going for them.
Brilliant.
And Sigismo, this time it could be the opportunity for Jordan Sigismo. He's been waiting all afternoon, but he's going to get there. And listen to the crowd at the Gilbert Brutus Stadium as Jordan Sigismo gets another try for the Catalan Dragons. They're running away with this now. His second for the club.
Well, again, Bill, the Wigan fans, the players, the coaching staff, they're all going to be cheering on this Catalan outfit. The mistakes yet again from the Rhinos. Look at that offload from Tocani. He just senses that one of his teammates is going to be there. And I've been ever so impressed with this youngster since he made his debut. He's been absolutely brilliant. He makes yards bringing the ball back. In collision, he's very strong. The nice little neat offload. And you can see here, as soon as he gets on the outside of Kevin Sinfield, well, it's a foot race. And there's not one Leeds Rhinos player that's anywhere near him. Good try from Sigismo.
Remy Casti enjoying that one. Well, the Catalan fans enjoying it, the Leeds fans aren't, because it's interesting. Before the Wigan-Hull game last night, Hull putting out a youthful sign, people saying great opportunity for Wigan to rack up the points and eat into Leeds' points difference. It's the Catalan Dragons who are doing it now, and Wigan will be cheering them on.
Yeah, great point.
Two more. Giroud's boot.
Well, he's been threatening this all afternoon, Sigismo. He's got a lovely balance, a lovely look about him in full flight. Beautiful. And you look at the stand, that busy stand at the Dragons there. They're right behind him every step he takes, applauding the young man. What a wonderful atmosphere at this stadium when the side are playing as well as they are today.
The restart goes backwards, and Pellissier is tackled by Carl Ablett. Still 20 minutes of this game to go, and Anthony Maria, beg your pardon, Benjamin Garcia has lost that ball, and then it's gone forward. The referee will bring them back. It'll be Leeds, surely, with the head and feet.
Well, there's some bruised pride in those blue shirts, light blue and dark blue shirts of the Rhinos. They're hurrying Josh Walters, the rest of his teammates, trying to form that pack to give themselves a bit more time. Just less than 20 minutes to go. It isn't impossible, but it's unlikely if they are playing the way they've played the opening hour.
But they need at least a positive finish to this game. They've lost against Saints, be back-to-back defeats, coming off that Challenge Cup victory. Just at the wrong point of the season. You know, the semi-finals looming.
Listen, the Leeds Rhinos last year will openly admit they capitulated after the Challenge Cup, took a lot out of them emotionally. I don't sense that that's the case with this 2015 bunch of players. Well, hasn't been a great hour for them, hasn't been a great afternoon, but plenty of the season to go.
They don't want to be nilled. First and foremost, they don't want to be nilled. Widner's 6-0 up at Wakefield in that qualifiers game, and here is the opportunity for them not to be nilled with Ryan Hall. And Hall gets over the try line. Leeds at last, after an hour of trying, get their first points on the board, and it's a Ryan Hall on his 250th Rhinos appearance, gets his 16th try of the season.
Well, it's a good line from Joe Moon. I said he was blue moon before, he won't be blue now. He sets that up, puts it on a plate for his winger, who gives a big palm in the chest of the Catalan defender. Good line from Moon. He takes the speculator. It's Thomas Bosch who Ryan Hall hands off. He just passes that ball, hoping that Ryan Hall is hugging his touchline. Those two particular players have played many times together, and both will know what they want and what they expect from one another.
So Sinfield from out wide, but has missed it. Looked as though that was heading for success, but just faded away from those posts. The Ryan Hall with his 4th try in successive Super 8 games.
Well, as the race is on now to see who can finish first in the table. Leeds aren't going to go on and win this game, but points are so valuable for the Leeds Rhinos. With that try there from Ryan Hall, there's just 50 points now separating Leeds and Wigan at the top of the table. And haven't we got 2 classic games next week? We've got Leeds playing at Castleford, that's a derby. Then on Friday we've got Saints versus Wigan, that's a derby.
It's not at Castleford, Tez.
Sorry,
it's
at Leeds.
Against Castleford, but a good local derby, and if anybody thinks that the Tigers will roll over, then we've got another thing coming. Castleford love coming to the big city rivals, and of course that Northwest derby, Wigan and Saints. Can't wait for those games.
Well, that's lifted the Rhinos a bit. At least they've got points on the board. At least they've avoided the ignominy of being nilled, and Peacock with a good well, it looked like a good offload. It's as have so many things in this game this afternoon. It's come up for the Catalan Dragons, and that's because Catalan have put themselves there. They've been enthusiastic and busy, and they're coming forward with Jason Bateri.
I think there's a couple more tries here for Catalan in this game.
Oh, well, it won't be that way, because Giroud's got in a tangle there, and the ball's come loose, and it's going to be Leeds who'll take possession.
Yeah, with one of his own players. Someone's coming and hitting a real tight line off Scott Giroud, but he chooses to just pull it back, not throw a speculator. One of his teammates in his eye line, and there's the mistake. It's been a tough all day for Leeds. They flew in this morning, they're flying out after the game. And as I say, you've got to be on your game if you're a Leeds Rhinos player, because everyone is going to play that extra, and they're going to give that extra bit more when they come up against you.
Well, there's a funny rule in there. The ball was kept in the scrum by the second row. I think it was Cuthbertson, and instead of penalising the split scrum, Inu.
He penalised that tackle, though.
Well, he did his best impression of Ben Pomeroy then, didn't he?
Ben Pomeroy missing this one after that outrageous throw on Ashley Gibson a couple of weeks ago. Cost him a 6-game ban. Well, I hope they're not being instructed in this sort of art.
No, they're just big, powerful men that are trying to, and I'm not condoning it, obviously. They're just trying to monster the opposition.
But Leeds have possession now. They do have points on the board. That Ryan Hall try. Maguire. Here comes Kylie Luluai. We said it was a red letter day for various players. Sinfield's 35th birthday, Ryan Hall, significant day for him, but it hasn't been quite what they'd have hoped in terms of the on-the-field performance. That's the 5th tackle. And Leeds. Cuthbertson, he had to leap like a slip fielder for that. Little kick over the top, and it's Gigo's hands who clutch it for the Catalan Dragons.
A couple of things seem to be going Catalan's way in this game. Obviously, Leeds Rhinos, they're the team that's under pressure, but even the kicks are going down into the right place. If you are a Catalan player, not going to Leeds Rhinos. Again, Singleton has been putting himself about in this second half, the youngster.
Jason Bateri for the Catalan Dragons.
And just to pick up your point, Tez, when the energy banks are low, when the anxiety is high, it does seem to go against you. And the Dragons, they've got complete faith in everybody. They've got complete faith in the standing in this game. And it's not won yet, but not far off.
No, that hoisted kick from Giroud is gathered by Whitehead. Gigo will kick ahead. Gigo reaching for it. I think Hardacre got there first. He claims he was pushed. Does the centre, it's a goal line dropout, but Ian Proctor's just made a very interesting point. This ground can be a graveyard for league leaders' aspirations. Exactly that for Castleford Tigers last year.
Yeah.
I was actually going to pick that up next
You
time
were,
around,
weren't you?
Zach Hardacre certainly not giving up the ghost. He tracks back and just gets that ball out of danger. But what about the passion on Tony Gigo when he gets back up? He feels like there's a collision or a push, and he gets back up and he's blasted the referee.
So the goal line drop out, and it's Benjamin Garcia, and he bounces off Carl Ablett and bounces off Cuthbertson, and Cuthbertson says, come here, and gets him at the second attempt.
Again, not the biggest, but one of the strongest, Garcia. You can't get a shot on him. He's small, he's compact, he's so powerful.
Jeff Lima plays the ball, Pelissier. Giroud onto Escaré. Krishnan Inu skips in field. Oh, lovely footwork from Krishnan Inu, deserved a try. Almost got there. Quick play the ball. Pelissier has to come out of a cul-de-sac. Giroud bats it backwards, and somehow Josh Walters gets a hold of it, but was he offside?
Well, I was going to say...
No, it's a high shot.
I think it's off Jamie Peacock here. When the ball's gone, it's Jamie Peacock who goes over the top. Well, the pressure then on Scott Giroux from Josh Walters.
And then we've got a try, we've got a try, and it's Jeff Lima, I think, who's claimed it. Well, while we were seeing the replay, this was what happened.
Well, there's the brains from the prop forward. Picks Kevin Sinfield out. Kevin Sinfield's just retreating, he's walking back, he's not set. He's not expecting Jeff Lima, the man who's got the ball, to come up with a quick play and tap it. Well, again, he just picks him out. He's not set, Kevin. And again, we've seen Jamie Peacock making mistakes, Kevin Sinfield making mistakes. It's just not been the Rhinos' day.
But I will back that up to say that the Catalan Dragons have played a nigh on perfect game. The 6 and 7 have dominated field position. They've made the right decisions. We've seen some wonderful passes, wonderful pass selection, particularly from Todd Carney. So it hasn't been a gimme game, this. This has been the Dragons at their best, and they fully deserve that victory if it comes.
Well, it's certainly on its way. And Leeds looking shell-shocked behind those posts. They're going to have to regroup and get back in the saddle to face the Castleford Tigers. And the Tigers will be looking to add to the Rhinos' problems. What an incentive that would be to make it 3 defeats in a row for Leeds and make the 3rd on their own patch at Headingley Carnegie. That would be the incentive for the Castleford Tigers. Giroux is on target again. He's had a massive game. 40 points to 4 the score.
Well, again, Jeff Lima just too big, too strong. Can crash over the line. Say picks out Kevin Sinfield, and he also picks out young Jordan Lilly. Mitch Gower, they can't prevent him from getting over.
Well, it's quick thinking. It's quick thinking from the Catalan Dragons. Some tired bodies and tired minds in the Rhinos shirts.
Jeff Lima's 2nd try of the season. He's got good memories of playing against Leeds because he got 2 tries against them at Wembley in 2011 and got the Lance Todd Trophy. Wakefield 0, Widnes 10. Latest score from the qualifiers. Inu grimacing.
Well, you've got to make sure you go in really, really tough on him. Look, JP's not a small man. Look at the size of Inu next to him. And he plays out in the centre. Wow. And you know, is this a bit of deja vu, Bill, for Leeds Rhinos? This will be the 2nd loss since they won the Challenge Cup final last year. When they won the Challenge Cup final, the next 4 games they lost all of them.
Pelissier, great run from Pelissier, couldn't get the pass out. I think it was Garcia who was in support, but Catalan rolling forward again. Leeds are on the ropes. Escaray across the field, and they're having all sorts of problems keeping a hold of Krisnan Inu now. He sends Escaray away. Sigismo back in field to Garcia, and Garcia with the strength but not quite the reach. Just short of the try line. Catalan looking for 50. They've beaten Wigan, they've beaten Saints here this season. This time that kick has come up for Leeds. It's about the first thing that has gone their way in this entire second half.
And you know, it was just, was it a couple of inches, Singleton, it comes down into his hands, and a few of the Catalan players thought that he was offside. And maybe that's just that bit of luck that Leeds Rhinos need.
It's just too late in the day for the Rhinos. That sort of break. Here is Peacock. There's going to be some party in Perpignan after this one. It's always a big game when Leeds come to town. When you beat them this handsomely, it's even more enjoyable. Here comes Maguire. Maguire, lovely step from Danny Maguire. Lovely try under the posts for Maguire. And that's more like it. Leaving Morgan Escaray for dead.
Well, one of the top performers for Leeds Rhinos, and in fact Super League has been Adam Cuthbertson. He's had plenty of time, both when he took a bit of a break to think about how we would unlock this Catalan Dragons defence, and they've not done it too many times. Players pushing through holes. Danny Maguire leads the league in support runs. He's made his name, I mentioned it in the first half, made his name getting off back of some of the good work that those big fellas do. And it hasn't been a great afternoon for the Leeds Rhinos as we see the try converted.
Viteri telling his teammates to tighten up, don't let this one slip. Take some slipping now. Todd Carney leaving the field for a breather. What an impact he's had. There is Epte. Yeah, we've seen very little of him in this game.
Hey, man.
Injured early on. Catalan 40, Leeds Rhinos 10. A thoughtful Brian McDermott on the sidelines.
Well, that's it now for Brian McDermott. Just regroup as a bunch. Get back into the training when it come Monday morning. Review this game and just concentrate on the next couple. Here we go again.
Briscoe to Hardacre. Hardacre has Ablett outside him. Oh, shocking pass. And Ablett looks in field and thinks I was on target for another try there. I've scored tries in 3 of my last 4 visits to Perpignan, Zach, and now you do that.
You know, when Leeds Rhinos make these breaks and Tom Briscoe gets Zach Hardacre free, Zach Hardacre, he will pick that pass up 99 times out of 100.
It's a tired pass, isn't it?
I was just going to say, it looks tired.
I am tired. Can't take long, that.
Have they been under the pump that much, do you think?
I think Zach Hardacre and that pass in particular reflects where the Leeds Rhinos have been in this game. They've constantly been on the back foot. They've done more defending than they would have liked. And credit has to go to the Dragons. I keep saying it, but credit has to go to the Catalan side.
Laurent Fraser down to the sideline, and presumably he's coming down and to get the message out. Look, you know, we've really dominated this game. The last thing we want is Leeds to finish up with a few points to make it look a less than convincing win.
Do you know what, Bill? He's going to enjoy it. He's going to go down there. He's got 7 minutes on the sideline as Widnes goes 16-0 up at Wakefield. It's a big result for Widnes if they can go there and come away with the 2 points.
Lima gets the pass away, and it's all of a sudden these passes, when they weren't going anywhere for...
Always judge that one forward. It's from Cuthbertson. I thought it was on first glance at it. Jamie Peacock catches it. Fresinu just talking to Jerome Guisset.
Well, those are the sort of things that weren't going Leeds' way in the first half for most part of the game. Late in the day, they start to get the break.
I think that's as relaxed as I've seen him all year when he's come to the sideline.
Well, we've seen him not very relaxed.
I think you're right, Tez. I think he might have said, listen, boys, you have a bit of fun today. You deserve it, as we see Tony Gigot. Never seen him so angry. I think he's disappointed that there's so many points scored, so many tries scored, and he hasn't got any. I think he's saying, where's mine?
Well, is that the high standards that maybe he's set himself in this game? Wants to finish in a positive manner, 6 more minutes to go.
And it's Jason Viteri trying to calm him down. Olivier Ellen. He's having a go at somebody. He's having a go at a teammate or just at it himself.
Well, Jeff Lima went talking to me, but unfortunately he had no idea what he was saying.
Hold it, hold. Go.
Carl Ablett plays the ball here, and even the great Jamie Peacock is guilty of the odd mistake. And now Elliot Whitehead, how he'd love to sign off with a try at the Gilbert Brutus, and I think he does. Elliot Whitehead, kick and chase and ground it, and Elliot Whitehead signs off with a try. Farewell Perpignan for the former Bradford ball with a 4-pointer.
Well, 2 ex-Bradford players there, one handing on to the other. And Elliot Whitehead does everything he can. He's got 4 players around him. And he has a bit of a smile when he catches it, puts it down. But he might just have took one for his corner. He shins it forward. A bit like Tez's football skills, that in his height. Is there a fumble?
Oh. Well, he doesn't go upstairs to the video referee. Does he have full control on that ball, Elliot Whitehead?
It makes no difference.
No,
it's in the paper, as they say.
He has been one of the best signings.
Well, the point is, it could make a difference. We've spoken about how points difference.
Yes.
That's a bit more like it. The meat cleaver is sheathed for this week.
Here we go.
Here we go. Hang on.
This has got Ian. This has got Ian Proctor rifling through paperwork because Jeff Lima has goaled for the Catalan Dragons.
Well, again, mistakes. And you can see the frustration on Jamie Peacock, but Olivier Elmer hacks the ball forward. That man has been one of the best signings that's gone over the Elliot Whitehead. Scores that try, 6 points for Catalan, and that is a brilliant. If you're a Catalan fan, you look at that scoreboard, outstanding.
Right, we might get another chance of that, but I think Whitehead was actually offside when marginally when Elmer kicked that forward, and I don't think he grounded it.
Oh, so you're picking him up on two things though then, Bill.
Pelissier in possession. Widner's 22-0 up, we hear, from Wakefield across the water.
I'm thinking of what Brian McDermott's thinking. I'm thinking, what's he thinking? We've got to go back, he's got to regroup. They're going to be playing, as I said, Castleford next week, and then they've come up the last game of the year. They've got one of the best defensive teams in the competition. It's always difficult to score points against. That's Huddersfield.
And he will not be beaten, as Ian has discovered it. It's Jeff Lima's second career goal. He got one for Melbourne Storm.
Where does he store all that knowledge? I can't even remember what he had for tea last night.
Phenomenal effort.
Did you ever kick a goal, Tez?
So Lima's goal has made it 46-10 to the Catalan Dragons.
Answer the question.
Yes, I did.
In a game?
No.
Leeds, well, last year it was the Catalan Dragons who ended the Rhinos' 2014 campaign by winning for the very first time at Headingley in that playoff game, 24-20, and they've maybe done significant damage to, here he is, Jeff Lima, second career goal. This is a damaging defeat for Leeds.
Look at technique on him, smiling. His big run up, all of 5 metres, or maybe 1.5. But even Adam Cuthbertson, he's been a standout figure for the Rhinos this year. His offloads that he's managed to get away has caused a lot of teams problems, but on that occasion, it just seemed to be hurrying some of the players now and looking at the score, but that's why. Here we go.
Giroud kicks ahead, but nothing there for Tony Gigot, and Hall gets past him at the first attempt. Gigot makes the tackle with Thomas Bosk, who scored 2 tries from the wing. Whoa, Jason Batteri went looking for Jamie Peacock. Well, they were exchanging words a few moments ago. I thought it was pleasantries, but it didn't look like it.
Well, I thought it was, but I think he's thinking it's the last time I can get a shot on the great man himself, hanging up the boots at the end of the year.
Well, I hope he's not going to look forward to that for the remainder of the season.
Well, the next chance he can do that is when he visits Hull KR, isn't it? He's not going to go in the office and do that to JP in a suit.
Singleton has lost that ball. It's been spun out wide, but the referee, Robert Hicks, will bring him back for, I think, the initial knock-on. Scruffy end to this game. Catalan have dominated from the word go, really, and some bewildered-looking Leeds players there, because it has been a bad afternoon for them.
Well, Bill, they're an honest bunch, and that's why they've won so much silverware. Whenever a defeat, or whenever they pick up a defeat, they go into training, they watch the video, they get better, they want to improve. Today it's not been their day. They've been beaten, they've been out infused. There's the Mexican wave. Let's get involved, lads.
46-10 the scoreline, 8 tries to 2 in favour of the Catalan Dragons, who once again have demonstrated what an intimidating venue this is. But Olivier Elmer has lost that ball. Briscoe urges Cuthbertson to kick forward. The referee brings him back. Digitmo was looking to get away. It's going to be head and feet to the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, they're trying to form the scrum, stop the clock. We're just waiting for the inevitable. The whistle to go, shake the opposition's hands and go in the changing room and just try and put things right. Great atmosphere.
Well, it's a good farewell for those players who are leaving. And Catalan going through a period of change, as the Leeds Rhinos are, but major upheaval at the Dragons, with all these players departing and the new recruits coming in, and I'm sure they will be giving them a big send-off at the Gilbert Brutus tonight. The likes likes of Elliot Whitehead, Scott Giroux and Ian Henderson all leaving the club. I mentioned Jeff Lima. It's intriguing as to what he'll be up to. He hasn't been announced as leaving yet, hasn't been announced that he's staying yet, so not exactly sure where Jeff Lima will be going. There's Olivia Ellimer, still competitive as ever, Olivia Ellimer. Yeah, big number of career appearances, and majority, quite a lot of them, in fact the majority of them made in West Yorkshire, in actual fact, Olivia Ellimer.
Sorry Bill, I was going to say about, pick up on your point, Jeff Lima, you never normally see a player or a prop forward who's not going to leave the club step up and take a goal kick, so I should imagine he could be on his way as well.
Here come Leeds. Can they at least finish with a flourish? And Joel Moon will. Moon is in. And you go back right to the start. And in fact, I think one of the first threats from Leeds early on was a Joel Moon break. Very early stages of the game. And then it went downhill from there. And then in the last few minutes, it's Moon on the scoreboard.
Well, he's a brilliant player, Joel Moon, isn't he? There's some tired defence from Catalan because they've worked so hard today. He gets on outside of Thomas Bosk and he just can't prevent Joel Moon from scoring in this try. And that's Leeds Rhinos. They know that the game's gone, but they still play till the final minute, because that's what you got to do as a fully prepared, fully paid professional. You got to keep playing. And the Leeds fans, well, it's not been their day, but it's been their day. The Catalan fans, look at that, the excitement.
At least the Leeds fans have got the consolation of an evening in the bars in Perpignan. And Sinfield, can he contribute 2 more points after that try from Joel Moon? Leeds will pack their bags and head home. Sinfield's goals, that the final action of this game, which the Catalan Dragons have thoroughly dominated, and Sinfield salutes the conquerors. And Leeds have suffered back-to-back defeats, and this one a heavy one that has eaten into their points advantage over the Wigan Warriors at the top of the table. 46-16 the final score. At least Leeds got points on the board towards the end of that second half to limit the damage, but very much the Catalan Dragons' day. Once again, the Dragons have shown just how good they are on home soil at least.
Well, 18-0 down at half-time for the Leeds Rhinos, and then they come out the second half. Thomas Bosch goes in, scores his second try, which takes it out to 22 points to 0. And then that fabulous kick, and Chris Ninu, he gets a lucky bounce here. He's so committed to jump higher than Tom Briscoe to score that try. And then this was my favourite try. So Gizmo, when he gets this ball off a nice, neat little pass from Todd Carney, gets on the outside of Kevin Sinfield. He's been an absolute fabulous find. Morgan Escudero 2013, and now they found this man.
Well, the Rhinos, it was their turn to get on the scoreboard next. Save the blushes of the big fat 0 at the side of the name. Ryan Hall, he got over. And then came some quick thinking from a prop forward. He runs at a retreating player and gets the ball down. That took the scoreline to 40 points to 4. And another try, Danny Maguire backing up the big fella. He gets under the black dot for the Rhinos. It was a bit of a debatable try for me, Elliot Whitehead. I'll give it him for effort. He manages to get the ball down to the satisfaction of the referee. And then the last try of the game goes to Joel Moon and Leeds Rhinos.
But the points go to the Catalan Dragons, who stay 7th in the table. Behind the Warrington Wolves, Leeds stay top of the table, ahead of the Wigan Warriors on a reduced points difference advantage. Big weekend coming up next weekend as Leeds take on the Castleford Tigers, and Wigan Warriors, of course, face St Helens. Catalan in fantastic form, 116 points scored in the last 3 wins against St Helens, Castleford, and now the Leeds Rhinos. More action to come on Sky Sports Extra, of course, on Sunday. 3 o'clock, Huddersfield Giants against the Warrington Wolves, and Huddersfield, one of those top 4 sides in action this weekend. That's on Sky Sports Extra. And on Sunday as well at 5 o'clock from the qualifiers, Salford against Sheffield, 5 o'clock for that one. And as mentioned, 3 big games coming up now. Leeds Rhinos against the Castleford Tigers. Leeds now back-to-back defeats since that Challenge Cup victory. They need to get back into the saddle, but the Castleford Tigers will be out to make sure they don't. That's at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1 on Friday. Saints against Wigan. Wigan, can they overhaul the Rhinos? 7:30 Sky Sports 1. And then on Saturday, from the qualifiers, it's Lee against the Bradford Bulls. A massive weekend. 3 o'clock Sky Sports 1. A massive win for the Catalan Dragons against the Leeds Rhinos.